You wake up every morning and something feels off. You cannot quite name it, but there is this nagging sense that maybe you are the problem. Maybe you are too sensitive. Maybe you are overreacting. And the worst part is that the person who makes you feel this way has convinced you that this doubt is normal, that it is healthy, that it is love. It is not love. It is manipulation. And they have a playbook, a set of phrases so carefully crafted that they do not just hurt you in the moment. They rewire how you see reality itself. These are not accidental slip-ups. They are precision tools designed to make you question your own mind, to make you feel crazy, to make you small. Let me walk you through the 5 phrases manipulators use to dismantle your sense of self, and more importantly, why they work so well. You are too sensitive. This one is the crown jewel of manipulation. When someone tells you that you are too sensitive, they are doing something genius. They are taking a completely reasonable emotional response and reframing it as a character flaw. You got hurt because they said something cruel. You got upset because they ignored you for days. You felt disrespected because they lied. And instead of acknowledging any of that, they flip the script. Suddenly, the issue is not what they did. The issue is how you reacted. This phrase works because it shifts the burden. Now you are on the defensive. Now you are trying to prove that your feelings are valid instead of them having to justify their actions. And over time, this does something devastating. It trains you to suppress your emotions. You start second-guessing every reaction. You start shrinking yourself. You stop speaking up because you do not want to be labeled as dramatic or fragile. And that is exactly what they want. A version of you that does not push back. A version that doubts itself more than it doubts them. I never said that. Gaslighting in its purest form. You remember a conversation clearly. You remember the words they used, the tone, maybe even where you were standing. And then they look at you like you were delusional and tell you it never happened. This is not a memory problem. This is psychological warfare. The reason this phrase is so effective is because memory is fragile. We all forget details. We all misremember small things. Manipulators exploit that. They take your natural human uncertainty and they weaponize it. They make you believe that your mind cannot be trusted. And once you start doubting your own memory, you lose your anchor to reality. You become dependent on them to tell you what is true, what happened, what you should feel. And here is the trap. You start recording conversations in your head. You start replaying moments over and over, trying to be sure, trying to gather evidence. And in doing that, you are already losing. Because healthy relationships do not require you to build a case. Healthy relationships do not make you feel like you are going insane. You are overreacting, similar to being called too sensitive, but this one is more immediate, more dismissive. You bring up something that hurts you, and they do not even engage with the content. They just tell you that your reaction is disproportionate, that you are blowing things out of proportion, that it is not that deep. But here is what they are really saying. Your feelings do not matter. Your perspective is wrong, and I will decide what is worth being upset about. This phrase shuts down communication. It makes you feel ridiculous for even bringing something up. And over time, you stop bringing things up. You start bottling everything. You convince yourself that maybe it really is not that big of a deal. Maybe you are making a mountain out of a molehill, and so you shrink. You accommodate. You tolerate things that should never be tolerated. All because someone convinced you that your emotional responses are unreasonable. Everyone thinks you are the problem. This one is cruel because it isolates you. A manipulator does not just want you to doubt yourself. They want you to believe that everyone else sees you the way they do, that you are the common denominator, that friends, family, coworkers, all of them agree. You are difficult. You are exhausting. You are the issue. Most of the time, this is a complete lie. But even if it is not, even if they have been quietly poisoning people against you, it works because it taps into a primal fear. The fear of being alone. The fear of being wrong about yourself. The fear that maybe you are the villain in your own story. And once you believe that everyone thinks you are the problem, you stop reaching out. You stop asking for help. You stop trusting your own judgment. Because if everyone agrees, then it must be true, right? Wrong. What is actually true is that manipulators are experts at constructing false realities. They plant seeds of doubt and then watch you water them yourself. I was just joking. Why cannot you take a joke? This is how they get away with cruelty. They say something hurtful, something designed to sting, and then when you react, they act like you are the one with the problem. They frame their insult as humor and your hurt as a lack of humor. As if being able to laugh at yourself when someone disrespects you is a sign of maturity. But jokes are supposed to be funny to everyone involved. Jokes do not leave you feeling small. Jokes do not repeatedly target the same insecurities. And when someone uses humor as a cover for hostility, they are not joking. They are testing boundaries. They are seeing how much they can get away with. This phrase also serves another function. It makes you look unreasonable to others. If someone overhears the interaction, all they see is someone making a lighthearted comment and you freaking out. They do not see the history. They do not see the pattern. And that is the brilliance of it. The manipulation happens in private, but the fallout happens in public, and you look like the unstable one. So what do you do when you recognize these phrases? When you realize you have been living inside someone else's version of reality, you start trusting yourself again. You stop defending your feelings and start honoring them. You understand that people who love you do not make you question your sanity. They do not build their power on your confusion. You are not crazy. You are not too much. You are not overreacting. You are waking up, and that is the most dangerous thing a manipulator can face. Someone who finally sees them clearly. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.